Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission.
It seems to me you have a unique role in the body of Christ. Each person does. Each follower of Christ does. But a lot of people get to watch you and join you and watch your journey. And so you're part of these different global movements that have a passion to raise up young people to understand their identity and destiny. Here, a couple of them are The Send, used to be The Call with Lou Engle. In fact, I went to the very first The Call in Washington, D.C. Wow. I think it was 1996. I was an intern at Teen Mania Ministries.
Wow.
And then Circuit Riders and the Jesus Clubs. Tell me more about these movements, what you're seeing, and maybe how your involvement is or your role.
Yeah. So the Circuit Riders has been the primary one that my wife and I have been full-time missionaries with since 2013. So okay. It's been some time. Circuit Riders, if you don't know, is a part of YWAM. So it's Youth with a Mission.
But Circuit Riders, Young Wolves After Maidens.
Yeah, it's definitely Young Women After Men.
Oh, okay.
Or Youth Without Any Money.
That's more applicable. Okay, got it.
Oh man, but sorry, I love,
if you're watching.
Yeah, I know. Sorry, Lauren. We love YWAM, and Circuit Riders really birthed in, I think it was about 2011, out of this call to raise up circuit riders similar to the Methodist circuit riders in the 1700s, that they would carry a message of revival leading to reformation, and they would crisscross trails of fire across America. And it really began as kind of an evangelism movement where we would just, do evangelism training, 2-week evangelism schools. And then it formed into these Carry the Love tours. Oh, over here, this side, this flag right here, where we would go from January to May to different university campuses across the nation just to gather believers in unity or do outreach events on the quad. And our first Carry the Love tour, we hit 60 different campuses across the nation and then went upwards into, I think, 120 the next year. And I mean, this year there's going to be over 250 stops from January to May. And so we've been doing these Carry the Love tours. My wife and I really helped take kind of the Carry the Love university arm and actually apply it to high schools and middle schools. So we started to form high school and middle school tours. But this all birthed from this desire to see an evangelization of a generation, to see 80 million souls saved in America, and to see 200,000 people sent into the missions fields. Wow. These are some of the foundational words that the leader of Circuit Riders, Brian Brent, who passed away in November 2021. So he was one of the formative things. I mentioned him earlier, but his faith, his grit, his family that he cultivated throughout this whole thing is truly remarkable. And that was some of the words that Circuit Riders experienced. So we've been working with them for, the past 8 years, and it's been truly phenomenal to see the youth movement that has come out of that and the salvations that have swept across the nation because of it. I know, I'll just say this last thing on that Circuit Riders is it was birthed because in, 7 or 8 years ago, people were saying things like the universities are really hard and dark and they're actually too far gone. And, secular modernism and all of these things are all over people's mindsets. And we're like, well, I believe that the gospel can still penetrate in these areas. So we would just go in simple faith and just gather people and preach the gospel and do evangelism. And we were seeing that actually people were very hungry for the gospel and that people were encountering Jesus in profound ways. They might be averse to the religion or the church structure that they grew up seeing. But when you introduce them to Jesus, the Jesus of the Bible, they're actually incredibly broken and actually want to know a solution. And we saw just a credible salvation movement over the past 8 years.
Missions Pulse. Know God's heart, join his mission. This podcast is powered by Within Reach Global. Subscribe, watch, and listen on YouTube today. Visit missionspulse.com.